Stray Dog Complex, Nelson Rodrigues. From the Manchete Sports Magazine, May 31st of 1958. The column it was published under was called Character of the Week. Today, I'll make the national soccer team my numerous Character of the Week. The players have already left, and Brazil trembles in between the most obtuse pessimism and the most frenetic hope. In the streets corners, in the bars, everywhere, there will be one to rant. Brazil won't even classify. And here, I ask, wouldn't this negative attitude be the disguise of an unconfessed and ashamed optimism? Here's the truth, friends. Since 50, our soccer has been too prudish to believe in itself. The loss to the Uruguayans in the last battle still provokes suffering on the face and in the soul for every Brazilian. It was a national humiliation that nothing, absolutely nothing, can cure. They say that everything passes, but I tell you, except for the elbow pain that the 2-1 gave us. And it's hard to believe such a small score could create so much pain. Time passes in vain about a loss. You could say it was yesterday, and not 8 years ago, that, shouting, Abdulli removed the title from us. I said removed, but I could have said extracted from us the title, as if it was a tooth. And, today, if we deny the team of 58, don't doubt it. It is still the 50's frustration that is at work. We would like it, perhaps, to believe in the team. But what stops it is the following: the panic of a near and irredeemable disappointment. And we keep, for ourselves, any hope. I can only imagine one thing. If Brazil wins in Sweden and comes back champion of the world, oh, the faith we hide, the faith we denied would burst all the floodgates and 60 million Brazilians would end up in the mental asylum. But let's see it. Does the Brazilian team have really concrete possibilities? I could answer simply no, but here's the truth. I believe in the Brazilian, and worse than that, I'm often outdated, aggressive patriotism, worthy of a mustachioed grenadier. I've seen players of other countries, including the ex-fabulous Hungarians, that were beaten up, here, by the Aspiring-grafted Flamengo. Well, I didn't see anyone that could compare to those of ours. They talk about some Puskas. I counter-argument with an Ademir, a Didi, a Leônidas, a Jair, a Zizinho. The pure, holy truth is the following. Any Brazilian player, when he unties himself from his inhibitions and puts himself in a state of grace, turns into something unique in the matters of fantasy, of improvisation, of invention. In sum, we have gifts in excess, and only one thing gets in our way, and, at times, cancel our qualities. I want to talk about what I could call stray dog complex. I'm not imagining the astonishment of the reader. And what could that be? I explain. By stray dog complex, I call the inferiority in which the Brazilian puts himself, voluntarily, against the rest of the world. That will be in all of the sectors, and, most of all, in soccer. To say that we consider ourselves the best is a cynical untruth. In Wembley, why did we lose? Because, in front of the English painting, blonde and freckled, the Brazilian team yelped in humility. It had never been this evident, and, I would even say, spectacular, our stray dogism. In the already mentioned embarrassment of 50, we were superior to our adversaries. More than that, we had the advantage of the tie. Well then, and we lost in the most humiliating way, for a simple reason, because Obdulio treated us like dirt, like we were stray dogs. I would tell you, the problem of the national team is not about soccer anymore, nor about technique, nor about tactics. Absolutely. It is a problem of faith in itself. The Brazilian needs to convince himself that he is not a stray dog and that he has soccer to give and to sell, especially there in Sweden. Once he convinces himself that, put him to run in a field and he'll need 10 other men to stop him, like the Chinese in that story. I insist, to the team, to be or not to be a stray dog. That is the question. This article was published before the opening game of what would turn into Brazil's first ever World Cup trophy.